Scott McTominay or Bruno Fernandes? Who is the better number 10? Sounds silly, doesn't it? But that's if you haven't critically looked at the current Manchester United situation and observed how Scott McTominay has improved, especially in the last game where he was deployed as a number 10. Welcome to the United Hotspot, and here we are to look at one of our bigger problems lately as Manchester United. Guys, those bad stats that were released recently showing that Rasmus Højlund has received the least number of passes of all starting Premier League strikers should have beaten hard if you are one who really knows the potential of this boy. Now, I was thinking, why exactly would Rasmus Højlund be having Bruno Fernandes behind him and he gets the least number of passes, less than Ole Watkins? Does it make sense to you? Perhaps it is because whereas Bruno is a good player, there's no doubt about that, arguably one of our most talented players at United, he's perhaps not doing his job. Really, honestly, the job of a number 10 is to assist Mesut Ozil, one of the best number 10s of these times. His job, everything we remember him for, is the passes he gave Cristiano Ronaldo or whichever striker he played with at Arsenal, because that's the job of a number 10. Now, how many times can we sit here and we know that Bruno Fernandes has played number 10 for the most part for Manchester United. He has bossed that position that it is difficult for anyone to come in and claim it. Of course, a few times he has been pushed and played as a number 8 next to the number 6, the holding midfielder. A few times he has gone wide on the right, but mostly he has been the number 10, which is a crucial position in a 4-2-3-1 formation because you initiate that you should sign off the attack literally. But Bruno has for the most part been uh, going for goal than trying to look for that killer pass. Most cases he has opted to go for goal. Now a few times he gets a goal, a brilliant one at that, but the other so many times he has failed. That's why we keep saying that Bruno, whereas he's a good player, but there's a facade about him because he will score an important goal after several attempts to do the same thing, hitting balls into bodies, hitting balls out wide, stuff like that. And I'm not complaining about that. That's a daring player. But as let's look at him as a number 10, understanding what the job of a number 10 is. The job of a number 10, the cardinal job, is to assist. You should have the most assists with your striker, your number 9. Now, clearly, Bruno is not doing that. But Scott McTominay, in that game against Liverpool, I felt like he put in a case for himself. He did not do so much like we don't expect him to, but he had those killer passes. You remember the first crucial moment in that game, goal scoring opportunity in that game, came to Rasmus Højlund after a move initiated. I think Anthony was involved in it. Scott McTominay gave a good pass to Rasmus Højlund. If you remember that pass, that could have been a goal, but Højlund did not finish it off well. It was on his weaker right, but that pass, has Bruno given Højlund such passes? There's another pass he played in deep to try and initiate a counter attack. I think he played the ball to, it should have been Anthony again, or was it, who was on that counter? I think they interplayed with Luke Shaw. I forget that one too from towards the end of our half. Beautiful pass. Those moments that carry you forward. Little small passes, and you don't have to do so much as a number 10. Your job is more in executing when it matters than in being involved in everything. That's what Ozil has always done. Now, Scott McTominay showed elements of a better number 10, and to me, it showed me why. And at the same time, whereas he's playing those passes and keeping his teammates in the game, in play, he also had a few attempts to shoot at goal. So, isn't that a better player? And I felt that Scott McTominay actually looks too organized and plays better with Kobe Maino. And remember, I have told you here before that Manchester United now, all players we think about should be built around how they play with Kobe. Kobe is extremely technical. He will carry the ball and invite pressure on himself. You have to be smart to know that you need to move in this position. I saw a moment where Anthony made a perfect move. This boy gets the ball, I think from Dalot, and he had three players coming from all directions. One from in front, I think Sloboshia was coming from behind, and another player, either Gravenbach, coming from in front. So he was being marked tight, but he just had two quick passes on the ball as he invited the pressure as they came, and then he just passed it towards, saw a slight gap and passed it towards Anthony. So smart. So Bruno is a good player, but Bruno, I honestly don't think he's one of our smartest players. I think he's a more talented. He's a little close. He's close to Marcus Rashford. That they've got the skill in the fit, but they don't. They are not the smartest of players. The decision making for me, even if Bruno is not the best decision making, both on the ball and off it. That's my honest opinion, and that is why I had and so many people have reservations about his choice for captaincy. People are saying he's the first guy to mourn. He's the first guy to make the wrong decision at times. Yes, he does make wrong decisions, but as a captain, you're supposed to make the right decisions. So, but anyway, going back to the number 10, I think Bruno has, and guys, let's face it honestly, it's not by mistake that the two best games Manchester United has played this season have been without Bruno Fernandes. That's the game we first beat Crystal Palace before they beat us in the Premier League. I think we knocked them out of the Carabao Cup, and this game against Liverpool. Those are the two best games Manchester United has played so far. Forget about the other three, whatever wins. Even Everton, okay, you can add the Everton win. It was a decent game because there was Kobe Maino anyway. Any game with Kobe Maino, expect it to be good. The preseason game we played against Arsenal, Kobe was there. He humbled Declan Rice. So, anyhow, the whole point is Scott McTominay, for me, has put in a case for himself as a number 10. Bruno, we can try patiently to keep Scott in the number 10 position, even when Bruno is there. Then let's perhaps try, because it is still difficult to make for Eric Ten Hag to make the decision of benching his captain, but he can move him to the right, and we see how this new reorganization will look. So for me, against West Ham, the change I would make, I would keep Scott McTominay in number 10, push Bruno to the right. I know Anthony has been putting in a case for himself, but Anthony is too flat-footed for anyone's liking. If his thing does not come out, he's so predictable. He will work hard, but he won't advance as that. But you see, the thing is, what I've noticed, what Kobe Maina has opened up to us about Anthony is he's a technical player. He's smart, because if you can play with Kobe, you're smart. If you pick his moves and you make the right moves, you're a smart player. So maybe that. But we can try and see how Bruno will look with Kobe Maino, but Bruno out wide, Scott McTominay as a number 10, Garnacho on the left, then Rasmus Højlund up top. We could turn out actually to be a better and more balanced team. Just keep, if you push if you push Bruno to the right, you're restricting him naturally. Remember, in the middle, he'll sort of cause chaos. He'll want to be all over everywhere, all over the place. If you push him to the right, you're restricting him, giving space for Scott McTominay with his smart passes, and then Kobe Maino opening them up from the middle. We could actually look like a more calmer and balanced side. Let's try it. Anyway, Scott McTominay, Bruno for number 10. What do you think?